Well, hello and welcome, and thanks for joining us for this broadcast about why your smart home is broke, even unsafe, and what you can do about it. My name is Sean O'Brien. I'm the founder and CEO of Proper Access. We are an internet connectivity company that is leading the market in powering the smart home revolution. And I really just wanted to talk to you today about some things about your smart home and what you can do to actually make sure you're safe in your smart home and keep everything connected. So this presentation will be brief. Thanks for joining us, and hopefully you'll learn a few things from it. The first thing is the modern smart home really is the promise of the Jetsons. I don't know if you watched the Jetsons when you were a kid. I watched the Jetsons when I was a kid, and one of the things that amazed me about the Jetsons was all of the devices in the home that just enabled them to do certain things and make their life truly better. And I really think the modern smart home tells us that the future is bright, that we can relax, that things in our homes are getting better. And that's really what the Jetsons was all about, was this technology, this future, and we dreamed about the future. And really, we are living the promise of the Jetsons today with many of our Wi-Fi enabled devices within our smart home. Now, the smart home needs a connection to the internet. Your smart home, my smart home, does not work without that connection to the internet. Every thermostat, every Wi-Fi enabled light bulb or coffee pot or refrigerator or door lock that you have needs to maintain a connection to the server out on the internet. Now, this is where many people run into problems within their smart home, because many people can't maintain a consistent connection. Connecting to the internet reliably and consistently is a problem. Have you ever seen screens like this? Maybe on your smartphone or your tablet or your computer, error screens. You can't keep your voice enabled appliances connected, red lights flashing, loading wheels spinning, unexpected errors, something goes wrong. Oh no, I can't maintain a consistent connection to the internet. And therefore, my smart home really becomes a dumb home, because there's not really anything I can do when I can't maintain a connection. There is a problem. There's a deep problem. And here is the problem. Devices like these are the actual problem in your smart home. It's not your thermostat or your Wi-Fi enabled coffee pot or your Wi-Fi enabled voice appliance. Those are great devices. They're not the problem. The problem is that they need a reliable connection to the internet. Now, the top 20 manufacturers that manufacture devices and boxes that look like these with all the antennas sticking out of them, unfortunately, are not selling us devices that can maintain a consistent, reliable connection to the internet. In fact, we know now that most of these devices are still operating off of technology that was made in 1996. And so these devices are a huge problem because they're slow, they're unreliable, they're outdated, and as I'm going to show you, they're actually even unsafe. In fact, they're very much unsafe. I want to show you a couple of things here as we move on in the presentation. Here is a YouTube, and you can look this up. All this information we've published at our website at properaccess.com. But this is a video that ABC News posted on a baby monitor that had been hacked. And the hacker did not get in through the computer or through some type of virus or malware. The hacker hacked the router and got in to the baby monitor. And this couple shakenly heard a strange voice in the nursery of the baby room. And it was such a shock to them that something like this, that someone could invade their home. And it was really because of a routing device that was insecure that this hacker got in. Here's another one, a Cincinnati couple. A pervert, they say creeper perv on this, because this hacker had got in through the router again, and he was spying on the mother in the nursery as she was nursing the baby. And so this is just becoming worse and worse as we look at and find devices, and we get more and more devices that have cameras and internet connections, and our smart homes get smarter and smarter and smarter. These are becoming very, very huge problems. In fact, if you just do a quick Google search on a router hacking tutorial, you'll see that hacking home routers, these top 20 manufacturer brands that are being sold in big box stores and online retailers, there's hacking tutorials on how to just get in these things and destroy them. It's old technology, it's unreliable, and it's becoming unsafe as we connect more and more devices, Wi-Fi enabled devices in our smart home. This was a case study done by the independent security evaluation firm. And they actually have stats in here on different brands of routers. These are top selling routers. If you go to Best Buy or Amazon or some of these places, these are top selling devices. And ISE has exhaustively looked at these routers, and they have said these are threats. These are large scale and small scale threats if you have these devices in your home, because they're insecure and unreliable. Here's another, the Tripwire Soho routing report. Tripwire has a vulnerability and exposure research team, and they have looked at this as well and said that their research showed that 80% of Amazon's top 25 best-selling small office, home office, that's what SOHO stands for, wireless router models have security vulnerabilities. And 34% of the top 50 have public documented exploits. Those are those router hacking tutorials I talked about earlier. And so this is becoming a huge problem as these routers and internet connection devices are offering Wi-Fi services and internet services within your smart home as you hook up more and more data and information. Very, very large problem that we're seeing today. And, you know, I just want to say, like, the issue is not your bandwidth provider here. Many people think, well, you know, I just need to maybe call my bandwidth provider, my internet service provider, and get a different black box device that they need to sell me, maybe an updated one. The challenge is that what we've discovered is that the top ISPs in the country are spending 50 to 75 cents per device on those devices. Most of those are being made in sweatshops overseas, and they as well are as insecure as technology that's being sold at the big box stores. I also want to tell you, you know, if you look at the services that your internet service provider is providing to you, your speed connectivity, offering a fast connection, a fast, reliable connection to your smart home devices, is not the issue of your bandwidth provider. If you look at this chart here, you can see that the top bandwidth providers in this country are providing more than enough bandwidth. I mean, just crazy amounts on average of bandwidth. So the speed decrease in your home, the reason that you can't stream 4K Netflix video reliably is not your bandwidth provider. They're providing a very large, what we would say slang terms, a very large pipe to your home. It's that once that pipe gets in the home, there's a bottleneck. And the bottleneck is your home network. So if we look at this picture here of this bottle with these BBs, the top part of the bottle where all the BBs are, that's your bandwidth provider, and that's coming into your home. The pinch there, the narrowing of the bottleneck, that's your device. That's your home routing device. That's your unsafe, unreliable, very slow, outdated technology routing device. That's the bottleneck. And what we're seeing is the bottleneck is your home network. It's not the bandwidth provider, and it's not your smart home devices. They work fine. If you have a home where you're trying to connect more than 5 Wi-Fi enabled devices, listen to me now. If you have more than 5 Wi-Fi enabled devices, these boxes, these neatly colored boxes that they market very well with all these antennas sticking out of them, will not reliably service that environment. If you get over 5 devices, you're going to have all types of problems with security and issues. So now you're talking about most smart homes have a thermostat. They have some type of CO2 alarm connected, maybe some light bulbs, maybe an accessory device like a refrigerator or a coffee pot. They might have IP security cams. They may have a doorbell that has 1080p video feed. All of these devices, plus your computers and your phones and your tablets, it's very easy to see that the average American home has way more than 5 devices that need a reliable, consistent Wi-Fi network connection. And these old, slow, unsecure devices are not properly servicing the environments that we see. So what do you need? What's the solution here to this huge problem? Clearly, your smart home is broke. How do we fix this problem? Well, the reason I founded Proper Access as a company is that's what you need. You need proper access. And if you look at this chart, let's go from the bottom up, because the bottom represents your smart home, and really on the left of the bottom left shows all your connected devices, and those are things you've had for a while now: tablets and computers and televisions, and some new things like Chromecasting devices and thermostats. But also on the right is this thing called the Internet of Things. Guys, I'm here to tell you that within 5 years, anything in your home with a power switch will be Wi-Fi enabled. And you will need to connect that reliably and consistently to the internet. So now if we jump all the way to the top of our chart here, you'll see the internet there. And that's what all these devices on the bottom need a connection to. So how do you do that? Well, the Proper Access solution does that reliably, consistently, and it future-proofs your home network. So here's how it works. We work with any internet service provider on planet Earth. We don't mind whoever you have. If you have a great relationship with, let's say, AT&T or Xfinity or Cox or Spectrum or Verizon, Fios, one of these companies, you love your bandwidth provider. We're not an internet service provider. We work with any of them safely, reliably, consistently. What we do is really in the middle part of this graphic here, and it's the 3 things that make up the core of our solution. We provide an advanced security gateway appliance. Now, that security gateway appliance has the top cybersecurity algorithms that you can find. If you need to be compliant, let's say you work from home 3 to 4 days a week or something like that, maybe even 2 days a week. Maybe you're an attorney, a doctor, an accountant, and you have some compliance issues with accessing client data from your home. This makes you compliant even from your home when you're logging in remotely. Even if you're not one of those high-end jobs and you don't want your baby monitor and your nursery getting hacked, this advanced security gateway will allow you to not get hacked. In fact, we're the only smart home provider right now on the market with a hack-proof guarantee. We will actually pay you money if you get hacked from the outside, because we're so confident about the security that we've built into this gateway appliance. So that's the first thing, is we put that behind the internet service provider's modem, and you're instantly secure, just like that. The second thing is what we call a smart switch. It's a managed switch appliance. It works on layer 2, 3 for all you IT guys that are tracking with me. We work layer 2, 3 with our managed switch, and that's kind of the traffic cop. It's the brains of the system, and it keeps all of your connected devices running. In fact, listen to this now. In fact, we can hook up 500 smart home devices to our gear here, to the Proper Access solution. Now you may say, well, I don't have 500, but this is like the days of the hard drive. Remember when we thought that, 10 megabyte hard drive would be enough to store all of our files and such? I'm telling you, within 5 years, there's going to be so much Internet of Things devices that you're going to have in your smart home, that 500, you're going to need that sort of space. And that's what the managed switch appliance does. It keeps everything operating in peak performance and functionality. And then what we do is we install Wi-Fi access points throughout your home to adequately cover the home, so there's no signal dead spots, and all of your smart home devices, your computers, your tablets, and all of your Internet of Things devices can keep connected consistently, reliably. And you don't have any problems with maintaining a connection throughout your smart home. There's some other pieces to our solution we offer as part of our flagship product. We put in a power conditioning system that keeps everything protected from power surges, brownouts, that type of thing. In fact, I've got a client who's been with us for a while now that was amazed because the power in his home went out. And he was still actually able to access the internet and use his voice over IP telephone. So he sent me an email the other day. I was just ecstatic. He said, my light bulbs don't work, but my proper access does. So that's a neat thing. But I wanted to show you this to kind of explain what we've got going on here. We kind of stand between your internet service provider, your access to the internet, and your smart home, and we keep everything managed and in peak performance. So what do I need you to do? Well, I'm asking you to sign up for your free in-home consultation right now. What you're going to get in your in-home consultation is a proper access certified technician will come out and do a site survey of your environment. That means we look at the landscape of your smart home. We see what's going on. And we're able to kind of see the problem spots just by getting into your environment and acknowledging what you're trying to do in your smart home. The second thing we do is a Wi-Fi heat map. We'll actually show you through a heat mapping system where your signal dead zones are. And we'll show you how the proper access solution will keep you reliably connected throughout your entire home with no signal dead spots whatsoever using our technology. The third thing we'll do is we'll recommend to you a custom solution by a technology expert. Our technicians, we're very busy right now. We've got a lot of work going on, but we don't skimp on training. I mean, this is not the bandwidth provider guy who comes out and puts his cigarette out on the driveway and he just maybe left his car salesman job a week before. That's not who we're talking about here. These are real technology experts. I still go out on many site surveys just because we want to make sure your smart home is safe, it's reliable, and it's going to be future proof on any device that you buy now or anywhere in the future. And that's what we'd like you to do is right now fill out the form that you see on this page below, and that will allow you to get into the proper access system. And we would love to come out to your home, recommend a solution. And I really appreciate your time listening to this. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on the live chat on the pricing page of our website. If you already know what you need as far as proper access solution wise, and you look at our pricing page and you do a little shopping there, go ahead and order that right now. We'll get you set up within 2 weeks. But we'd love to just work with you here and get your smart home operating in peak performance and peak efficiency. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and happy connectivity.